The morning sun had barely risen when Ethan Hale's life changed in a way he never saw coming. His uniform still smelled faintly of gasoline and cheap detergent, but he didn't care. He had always believed that kindness mattered, that even someone like him, a simple day-shift worker at a dusty old gas station, could make a difference. But he didn't know that one small act of compassion, one moment of choosing hard over rules, would soon cost him everything, and then give him more than he ever thought possible. If you believe kindness and second chances still matter in this world, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Grandma's Book. Your support keeps these stories alive. Ethan had been working at Ridgeway Fuel Stop for almost 4 years. The job wasn't glamorous, and the pay barely got him through the month. His mother's medical bills stacked up on the kitchen table like a growing storm he had no umbrella for. Still, he showed up every day with a tired but genuine smile. People trusted him. They knew Ethan wasn't the type to judge anyone because life had taught him how it felt to be judged. That morning, as the heat shimmered across the highway, a battered silver minivan pulled into the station. The side mirror was taped on, and the back window had a crack that spread like a spider web. Inside was a woman in her early 30s, thin, exhausted, and trembling as if she'd been holding her breath for hours. She stepped out slowly, pushing back strands of hair that clung to her forehead. A little girl of around 7 watched from the back seat, wide-eyed and anxious. Ethan instantly felt something twist inside his chest. The woman approached him and whispered so softly he almost didn't hear her. She explained that she had driven from another town searching for work, that she hadn't eaten since yesterday, that her daughter was sick, and that she just needed to get to the next city where her sister lived. She had only $3 in her hand. The gas she pumped had already totaled $18. Her eyes filled with panic. She kept apologizing, kept calling herself stupid. Ethan didn't think twice. He pressed her trembling hand closed and smiled gently. "Don't worry about it. Just go. Take care of your little girl." The relief on her face was something he would remember forever. She loaded her daughter back into the van, gave Ethan a look filled with gratitude and disbelief, and drove off into the daylight with her hazard lights blinking like small prayers. But Ethan's kindness didn't stay unnoticed. The security cameras caught everything. By noon, his manager, Mr. Roscoe, showed up with a clipboard and a face full of anger. Before Ethan could even explain, Roscoe fired him on the spot. "You're not paid to play hero," he barked. "You cost this station money. $15. That was the price of Ethan's job. Ethan walked home under the scorching sun, defeated, shirt sticking to his back, wondering how he'd tell his sick mother that he couldn't pay for her medication this week. Kindness had always made sense to him, but now it felt like the world punished those who showed it. The next morning, while he sat outside the old apartment building staring hopelessly at the unpaid bills, a deep engine rumble echoed through the street. He looked up, confused. A sleek black Rolls-Royce, polished like a mirror, turned the corner and slowed in front of him. Neighbors peeked from their windows, whispering, wondering why a car worth more than the entire neighborhood was parked outside shabby building number 14. The back door opened. A tall man stepped out, well-dressed but gentle in the way he moved, as if he wasn't used to luxury even though he wore it. The sunlight gleamed against the watch on his wrist. He walked up to Ethan with purpose, not hesitation. "Are you Ethan Hale?" he asked quietly. Ethan stood up slowly, unsure whether he should nod or run. The man introduced himself as Adrian Clark, a business owner from the next city over. His voice softened as he reached into the car and lifted out a familiar small face, the little girl from the gas station. She waved shyly. The woman from yesterday stepped out next, her eyes no longer panicked but warm, bright, and full of life. She explained everything. She wasn't just a struggling mother, she was Adrian's younger sister, Ava, escaping an abusive ex who had drained her bank account and left her stranded. She hadn't wanted to burden her wealthy brother until she reached safety. She didn't know how else to get her daughter to help, and Ethan's kindness had delivered her to safety. Adrian looked at Ethan, his voice trembling with sincerity. "My sister told me what you did, how you helped her when she had nothing, how you didn't question her or make her feel small. People like you, people with kindness like that, they're rare." Then Adrian handed Ethan a crisp envelope. Inside was a job offer, full salary, benefits, and a signing bonus large enough to cover his mother's medical bills for months. He wasn't hiring Ethan out of pity but because he wanted someone with heart, someone who understood humanity even when the world didn't reward it. Ethan felt the world spin. The kindness he had given freely had somehow found its way back to him, multiplied beyond anything he deserved. Ava hugged him tightly, whispering thank you through quiet sobs. Even the little girl hugged him, small arms wrapped around him like a warm sunrise. Life didn't punish him after all. It just waited until the right moment to reveal the reason behind the struggle.